Welcome to Games and Glory. I'm the Cerebral Assassin, and with me is the General.
Hello, friends.
Today we're going to be going over some of the new figures that came out in February for Marvel Crisis Protocol, the miniature game. First up, we're going to look at Vision. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. This guy is amazing.
We've been playing a couple of games, and
Yeah.
Vision is a beast.
Yeah, oh, beast. So let's go ahead and show him off just a little bit.
This was painted by yours truly, the Cerebral Assassin.
By myself, it's not too bad. It's not your best, but you know what?
I think he did a good job.
It's decent. He looks good. He's yellow and green, red face.
That's Vision for you.
So he's pretty good sculpt. He was pretty easy to put together. Pretty solid.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get into his character card. We got 6 health. We got a movement of medium. We get a heightened size of 2. He has 4 costs. Put him on the table. Let's go ahead and go into his defense abilities. For physical is 2, energy is 2, and mystical is 4.
But wait, his defense is actually pretty decent.
Oh yeah. Wait till we get into
And
that.
we'll get
down
into
here.
why.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do his first ability, which is an energy attack. That's solar energy beam. This attack is amazing. Yeah. So he's got a beam 4. So everything within a 4 range that the beam touches gets hit.
Which is huge.
Which is, amazing.
Potentially you can get 2 or 3 attacks.
Yeah, 2 or 3 people usually.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well, it
pretty
depends on how the people line up, but there's good potential for it. So then we have a strength of 5, and that's how many dice you're going to roll, and then the 0 cost.
It's free. That's where it's.
That's pretty amazing.
That's huge.
Yeah. So what this ability does is after this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 power. Then he has a sap ability for when you roll the Whirlpool. Sorry. Whirlpool, before damage is dealt, the target character loses 1 power for each Whirlpool in the attack roll. And this character gains that amount of power.
Here's why he's kind of sick, because if he gets every turn, if you get a minimum of 2 on that beam, if you're lucky maybe 1 turn 3, he's literally a power bank. So, For example, the amount of power he can accumulate is ridiculous. And we'll go on a little bit further about that later on.
Yep. So let's go into his Fiscal Attack, which is Synthezoid Avenger. It's 3 range. It's got 7 attack dice. Wow.
Plus 4.
4, it costs 4, yeah. So what it does is the defending character does not add crit results in its defense roll to its total success and cannot add additional dice to their defense roll as a result of crit results.
That's really good.
That is pretty awesome. I actually, in the game I played last Wednesday, was able to pull that off several times. It was awesome.
It's one of the best moves.
Yeah.
I like it.
So then let's go into his superpowers, which we have for his active ability, which is calculated trajectory. Yeah. Choose an choose an interactive terrain feature on an enemy character, both of size 3 or less, and within range 2, and throw it medium. This superpower can only be used once.
Pretty sweet.
That's pretty sweet. Being able to throw medium is really good. There's a lot of characters that throw small. He's able to throw medium, which is pretty good.
For power 2, a lot of those throwing powers cost 3.
Yep.
So he's already paying for himself. So he's pretty good.
Yep. So let's go into swiftness.
Here's where it gets sick.
So he can spend an action. This character gains 2 power.
That's huge.
For nothing.
That's
it
huge.
Doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So you can, if let's say you have him on a objective point, there's no one in range, you can spend an action to gain 2.
And interact with the objective.
And you can easily take, you can interact with the objective. You can throw one of your actions a solar energy beam because it's free. It's got a range of 4. I mean, that's huge.
So this is why he becomes a power bank, because you've got a solar energy beam. If you hit 2 people, you could get on an average maybe 4 or 5 power off. If you're lucky, you could get probably more. If you then do as your second action the synthesis, then you get an extra 2. So it depends on the situation, but let's go on and let's see what else he does.
All right, so his reaction ability is inactive, is rapid phase. When this character is targeted by an enemy attack, this character may use this superpower to remove the current phasing type, then choose a new phasing type.
Now let's get into phasing.
It costs 2 to be able to do this ability. Now we'll go into phasing and what this does. This is his infinite ability.
Yeah, it's innate. So
innate.
Once you choose a type, it will last until the next power phase, or unless you use rapid phase.
Yeah. So what it does is during the power phase, this character chooses a phasing type. Either enhanced density, which this character rolls 3 additional dice when defending against physical attacks and cannot be pushed until the start of the next power phase.
That's huge.
Huge. So before you start the game on your power phase, you're going to choose to either be physical or energy. Now we'll go into the energy one, which is phased. This character rolls 3 additional dice for defending against energy attacks and does not suffer collision damage until the start of the next power phase.
Which is, again, huge.
Yeah.
So, give you an example of how effective he is. He's technically, against energy or physical attacks, he's on 5 defense rolls. That's the highest in the game, unless you got Captain America using Vibranium Shield, which gives him +2. But this is innate. It doesn't cost you anything. You just choose. Now, remember when I just said he's a power bank? He will generate loads of power. So technically, if someone's smart and they have a balance of physical attack characters and energy attack characters, you can keep switching back and forth, which is huge as well. So if you're smart and you're playing smart, you can always be on 5 defense. The only one that he doesn't have that ability to have 5 defense is his Mystic.
Mystical.
But his Mystic's on 4, which is pretty
solid.
sweet.
Yeah.
So he then becomes a fantastic tank that can take a lot of incoming, but you have to play with him really smart. If you lose your power quickly and he's left with like none or with 1, you can be in trouble, because if you're playing against a smart player and you're on the physical defense, if the other player's got some powerful energy defense, he's only rolling 2 dice, and vision can be taken out. So although he is all-round one of the best heroes, I think, in the game so far, don't get too cocky. Don't build up hubris. Play with him smart, because if you make one fatal mistake, a good player will punish you.
Yeah.
And let's get to the other awesome part.
So the next part is his other ability, which is flight, immunity against bleed and poison.
That's huge. So think about it, right? If you have the energy phase, if you've got the phasing of phased, which is against physical attacks, a lot of villains, if you're playing against like a pure villain list, a lot of villains have throw abilities. They also put bleed on you a lot of times. Loads of villains put bleed on you. So in one power phase, not only are you immune to bleed and poison, you're immune to taking collision damage.
Collision or push.
If people throw you around, you don't care. You're like, I'm Vision, bring it.
Right.
So he really is one of the best tanks in the game.
Yeah, I feel that it's like you can definitely plan around this.
Yeah.
I feel that casting the solar energy beam over the Synthezoid Avenger is just way better.
I agree. I think because it's free, he's become a massive energy bank.
Yep.
You can also use that energy bank to play the strategic cards as well, because they cost a lot of money as well. He's overall, I would say, a king piece player that can change the game. That's why if you're playing against him, try and knock him out as soon as you can.
Yeah, I feel that it's like with this ability, you're going to get more energy. Hopefully rolling those whirlpools, getting that sap power off. You're not going to pay for the abilities, except it's going to give you a higher defense with the rapid phase, because you're going to be able to switch between the attacks. And also, you're going to generate enough with swiftness, if you choose so, that you can do other abilities like patch up.
Yes.
You'll have that extra
which
energy.
Which is huge.
Which is huge.
Let's flip him.
All right, so let's go ahead and flip him. Let's get into his other side.
Ooh.
All right, so let's see. What has changed?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
He's a 12 wound character, 6'6", which is fantastic.
It's awesome.
Everything is pretty much the same. Just all around good.
He's just an overall bad ass.
I agree.
All right, so this has been Cerebral Assassin and the General going over Vision for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Make sure to stay tuned for the other 5 videos we got coming of all the characters, and we will see you in the next video.